Hi everyone, this is Sherlock's Reincarnation. In this video, you will learn about the 20 lesser-known facts about the unforgettable TV series The Wire. Please like the video and subscribe our channel. The Wire is an American crime drama television series created and primarily written by author and former police reporter David Simon. The series premiered on HBO on June 2002 and concluded on March 9, 2008 after 5 seasons and a total of 60 episodes. The show is set in Baltimore and follows the interconnected lives of police officers, drug dealers, politicians, and citizens over the course of 5 seasons. Each season focuses on a different aspect of the city's social, economic, and political issues, such as drug trade, education, unions, politics, and the media. The main characters include Detective Jimmy McNulty, a flawed but determined police officer, drug lord Avon Barksdale and his right-hand man Stringer Bell, and various other members of Baltimore's police department and drug trade. The series has been praised for its realistic portrayal of the complex issues facing modern-day urban America, as well as its nuanced and complex characters. It has been described as a novel for television, with each season building on the previous one to create a comprehensive portrait of life in the city. Overall, The Wire is widely regarded as one of the greatest television series of all time, with a devoted fan base and critical acclaim. 1. Many characters are real or true-based. Many of the minor characters are played by real-life police officers, politicians, and former criminals. For example, Felicia Snoop Pearson, who played a drug dealer on the show, was actually a former drug dealer from the city. In fact, many of the former criminals who act on the show were previously arrested by the real-life cops who act on the show. 2. The show's name. The show was originally titled The Corner after David Simon's book of the same name, but it was changed to The Wire to reflect the show's focus on the interconnectedness of Baltimore's institutions and systems. 3. The show's dialogues. Some of the show's dialogue was taken directly from wiretap transcripts from real drug investigations in Baltimore. The show's writers often incorporated real-life news events into the show's plot lines. For example, the 4th season included a storyline about the Iraq War and its impact on Baltimore's police department. 4. Omar. Omar's character was based on a group of stick-up men who robbed drug dealers between the 1980s and early 2000s. Michael Kenneth Williams got the role of Omar after one audition. To prepare for the role of Omar, Michael Kenneth Williams was told to familiarize himself with 2 classic westerns, 1969 The Wild Bunch and 1962 The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Omar was originally supposed to appear in only 7 episodes before being killed. He proved so popular with both fans and critics that the writers changed his arc to make him a major character throughout the show's run, although David Simon denies that there was ever any plan to kill him off in the 1st season. Lord Jamar was offered the part of Omar, but he turned it down because he refused to play a homosexual character. 5. Barrack Obama's favorite show. The Wire is Barrack Obama's favorite show and his favorite character is Omar. He said, "That's not an endorsement. He's not my favorite person, but he's a fascinating character." 6. Omar's scar is real. Many believe that Omar's scar is fake, designed to make his character appear tougher, but in fact it is a real scar. Michael Kenneth Williams explains that he was attacked by a group of men outside a party when he was 25. One of them attacked him with a razor blade. 7. The Wire actors who have died. Lance Reddick as Lieutenant Cedric Daniels, Michael K. Williams as Omar Little, Robert F. Chu as Proposition Joe, Al Brown as Stanislaus Stan Valchek. 8. Not Italian, it will be a Greek Mafia. David Simon originally wrote The Crime Family featured in Season 2 as Italian-based. However, to avoid comparison with The Sopranos, which was also on HBO, Simon changed it to a Greek mob. 9. Jimmy what? Jimmy McNulty was originally named Jimmy McArdle, but because no one liked the name, executive producer Robert F. Colesberry suggested renaming him. 10. Eminem loved The Wire. The Wire is Eminem's favorite show, as stated by the rapper in a 2009 interview. In fact, Dominic West even appears on a skit on Slim Shady's album, Relapse.
Nervous? Come on, Marshall, you're a big boy now.
11. F-word scene. In a scene from 4th episode of the first season, Jimmy McNulty and Bunk Moreland use just the F word about 38 times in the span of about 3 minutes. At the crime scene, the two communicate using only variations of the F word as they recreate the murder and find a shell casing and bullet that previous detectives missed. The creator of the show, David Simon, credits the scene as an ode to the Detective Sergeant Terry McLarney. In the book All the Pieces Matter, the inside story of The Wire, David Simon told how this scene was inspired. We're standing at a crime scene. We're staring, and cops are just cursing left and right. Somebody said something that was so profanity-laden that Terry McLarney just started giggling and saying, "One day we're going to get to the point where we're all going to be able to just use the F word to communicate." Wendell Pierce, who played Detective Bunk Moreland, said in the same book that it was an example of one of the best displays of his acting in the whole series. He also said that he used even more F words, but they cut out those scenes. Dominic West, who played Detective Jimmy McNulty, said that during that scene, every time someone said cut, they were crying with laughter. 12. Way Down in the Hole. The show's theme song, Way Down in the Hole, was performed by different artists in each season, including Tom Waits, the Blind Boys of Alabama, and Steve Earle. 13. The show was almost canceled. Despite its critical acclaim and devoted fan base, The Wire never won an Emmy Award during its original run. The show only received 2 Emmy nominations during its 5-season run, both of which were for writing. The show was almost canceled after its 3rd season due to low ratings, but it was saved by critical acclaim and the support of HBO executives. 14. Want a pickup game? The show's cast and crew had a tradition of playing basketball during breaks in filming, and they often invited local residents to join in the games. 15. Method acting attempt in the backstreets of Baltimore. J.D. Williams said he went out to backstreets of Baltimore at night to prepare himself for the role of Bodie. In an interview with All Hip Hop, he said that it was like 12 or 1 in the morning. "I just threw on a black hoodie and walked around. I went to one of their hoods and watched that night. I learned not to do that no more. I was lucky I made it back that night." 16. Audition of Dominic West. When Dominic West first auditioned on videotape from his London home, he tried to have his girlfriend read the lines for the other characters in the scene, but her English accent kept throwing him off and he kept laughing. When West was offered the role, he became reluctant because the contract was for 5 seasons. But his agent convinced him that the show would not last more than 1. It ended up lasting 5 seasons. 17. What motivates a homicide detective? David Simon has described his goal of presenting McNulty as ambiguous in his motivations. Based on his experiences with real detectives, he feels that most crime dramas present their police characters with the falsehood that they care deeply about the victims in the cases they are investigating. Simon states that in his experience, a good detective is usually motivated by the game of solving the crime. A good detective sees the crime as an insult to his intellectual vanity, and this gives him motivation to solve it. 18. Kima Greggs. Sonia Sohn, who plays Kima Greggs, was reluctant to be chosen to be a homicide detective due to her previous negative experiences with cops. In the early days of the show, being on set worried her so much that she often forgot her lines. He soon became more acclimated to the role and successfully fought for his character's life upon learning that his character would be killed near the end of the first season. Kima was supposed to die in the first season. HBO executive Carolyn Strauss urged David Simon not to kill her off, telling him it would be a mistake. 19. Real Marlo Stanfield. Marlo Stanfield was based on Timur Stanfield, a major Baltimore drug trafficker. In 1986, Stanfield was 25 and ran a gang which included over 50 members. The Stanfield gang controlled South Baltimore's Westport area and West Baltimore's Murphy Homes housing project. The gang committed multiple murders and drew the attention of authorities, who were able to persuade 15 witnesses to testify. The core of the gang was convicted. 20. Real cop Sergeant Jay Landsman. The character of Sergeant Jay Landsman, played by Delaney Williams, was based on Jay Landsman, a real-life sergeant with the Baltimore County Police. He was featured in David Simon's book Homicide: A Year on the Killing Streets. Landsman himself joined the cast in the 3rd season playing Lieutenant Mello. The Wire was a groundbreaking show that used a novel approach to crime dramas. It eschewed the traditional formula of episodic storytelling and instead focused on long-form storytelling that explored the interconnected systems and institutions that contribute to the city's crime problem. This approach inspired a new generation of television producers and writers to experiment with different narrative structures and to tackle complex social issues. The Wire was praised for its nuanced and complex character development. It explored the motivations and personal struggles of both the criminals and law enforcement officials who populated its world. This approach helped to create empathy for characters who might otherwise have been dismissed as one-dimensional stereotypes. Overall, The Wire was a groundbreaking show that had a significant impact on popular culture and the way in which television is produced and consumed. It tackled important social issues and inspired a new generation of storytellers to take risks and explore complex topics in their work. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe our channel. More videos will come.